Go ahead, man. Tell them about Trady. So for those that don't know, we got Trady in the building, man. He's gonna have him spill a little bit about himself. We're gonna get into the interview right now. So first, introduce yourself to people.
My name is Trey D, real name Trayvon Compton. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no crazy rapper name. You know what I'm saying? My name is Trayvon Demetrius Compton, so that's where the Trey D came from. And I'm 27 years old, and I'm originally from Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, and I've been into music ever since as long as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? As a listener, as a fan, and it ended up turning into a career and a hobby and a passion. So that's how this pretty much came to be, Trey D.
So, I mean, coming out of Tennessee, there's a lot of big artists that came out of Tennessee. Tennessee doesn't get a lot of credit for the things they've done. I mean, you're looking at 3 6 Mafia, Juicy J is huge right now.
Huge.
Just a lot of people that came out of that Memphis area, and just a lot of good music. So, how do you think that influenced you as an artist?
Man,
coming out of Tennessee?
growing up, me and my homie Eric, all we listened to was 3 6 Mafia. All we listened to was Hypnotized Minds, A-Ball MJG, Player Fly. We got into Yo Gotti a little bit later, but Tennessee music definitely, in my opinion, started crunk music. You know what I'm saying? Lil Jon and everybody past Troy and the Hitman Sammy Sams and the Atlanta and Oop Camp and all that, they definitely did a big thing for the South. But Tennessee, Memphis, they definitely started that bounce in the underground crunk music. You know what I'm saying? So Tennessee put in a lot of work for this music, hip hop music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So one of the things I like about your music is that you're not just set in one genre. You have something for everybody. I mean, I know you sing
Yes, sir.
R&B. I know you do rap. You do hip hop.
Yes, sir.
You also do EDM. So what is it that kind of brings you into all these genres? Because a lot of the artists that we see, and we have a lot of good artists that are very respectable in their realms, but it's really hard to cross realms. So how do you find your success in doing that?
Honestly, man, I grew up listening to a lot of pop music, a lot of rock music, a lot of EDM music. At the time, it was house music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
my father was in the military, so we lived in Hawaii, we lived in Tennessee, we lived in Kentucky. I lived a little bit of everywhere. So, my mother, she had me listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, Luther Vandross, real young. So I feel like if I listen to all these genres of music, I shouldn't be afraid to, venture into create these kind of music. You know what I'm saying? These music genres. So, but I really got to give it to my producer, Adam of Electric Productions. He made all the beats on the All Ages Show EP, which is my new CD, which Work is from, and he really dictated me making all these genres of music, man, because I was so influenced by different sounds. So we just trying to bring something for everybody, man, not just one group of people. I made music for everybody, all ages, man.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things I like about because before really start chopping it up, we had always been following like on Facebook and Instagram things like that. But
Yep.
you put in a lot of work. The work is like gonna be the theme of this show, this interview.
Yes, it is.
You put in a lot of work. I mean, I've seen you at the Masquerade. You got a show at Wild Bill's tonight.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know you did a lot of charity work for your sister,
Yeah,
just
I have.
raising money and things like that. But one thing I respect about your grind too is that you're getting paid shows.
Oh yeah, and it's not easy, man. You got to get them relationships, and you got to really get your fans up. You know what I'm saying? If your fans don't support you and your people don't support you, you really can't really make no moves out here with this music. And it's not as easy as a lot of people seem to think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sleepless nights. It is days that you got to invest all the money into it, and it really might not work the way you want it. So you got to really love this and have passion to keep going and live this life you want to live with this music. It's not all about the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the passion for the music, and this is really what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I commend all the artists out there that's really working hard like that. So
Yeah, and, I mean, that's just one of the respectable things. Like I said, you got a lot of artists, and they're not really pulling out paid shows, and they'll do a show here, they'll do a show there, they're doing open mic. So I think it's really commendable to say, hey, this is the dude that's opening up for these different artists at
Oh,
the
yeah.
Masquerade. And I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you've opened up for some artists,
I opened
not
up
the
for a
name
lot
drop,
of
but I mean,
artists.
definitely put something out there so people get a feel of who you are. Like,
yeah, I've opened up for Mike Jones. I've opened up for B.O.B. I've opened up for Snow the Product, which is a really big artist coming out right now. Kasky. I've opened up for a lot of artists. Kilo Ali, E-Dub, a lot of big artists in Atlanta, a lot of other artists that's around here, and I tell a lot of artists, the way to do that is you can't really bug these promoters, bug these venues, show them that you work. You know what I'm saying? Come to the open mic if that's the only show you can get. Come up there with 20 of your friends. Come up there with 15 of your family members. Have them wear your t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Have them singing all your songs. Show them that you have a movement. Show them that you can make money for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can sell some merchandise. You can sell some music. And you can actually make some business about yourself, because this is a business first. Music, business, music industry. You know what I'm saying? The music's only half of the struggle.
and I think that's a good point you bring out because one of the things I talk about a lot of people when I first started DJing, because people say, well, how do you DJ for McDonald's? And how do you DJ for Macy's? How do you
That's not
DJ
easy.
how do you DJ at Lennox? How do you do these mall promotions? How do you do these clubs? How did you get into this and that? And I, respectfully, a lot of DJs have their own lane and they're doing their big things in their communities and in their big clubs. But when you start looking into breaking into like downtown, and stuff, people always ask me how you do it. And I said, it was really just a lot of going out and, like you said, just going out. For a DJ, I can't go out to open mic per se and say I'm an artist or, do that. But for me, it was more of going in and really just getting to talk to people. As a DJ, I would get to know the DJ. I will go in, but one thing I always do, I go in and I have drinks. I get to know who's important.
True.
So what I'm doing now is supplying money to the business at hand.
So much
So
money
if I'm
we
buying
spend.
a bottle and it's $100 or $150, I put that money into their pocket and I paid to get in. And then I go and I talk to the DJ and whatever, and I may have on my hat because that's branding. And
That's
then they
branding
say,
and that's promotion.
well, who is this person? How does he know this person? How does he know the host? How is he in the DJ booth? He done bought bottles. Who is it?
Gotta
So
be
now
somebody.
people start to think that, hey, this is business-wise, you are somebody that even they don't got to know who you are, but
It's all about networking
it's
and
just
who
that
you
network.
know.
Exactly.
I honestly gotta say, like, the networking between, if it wasn't for networking, I wouldn't be on this concert I'm on tonight with Wild Bills. You know what I'm saying? The EDM versus hip hop is directly presented by my boy The Verse. The Verse is a signed artist, and he works with artists like Snoop Dogg. If I never went to 37 Main in Beaufort and met him, and went to his show to support him, go to his video shoots to support him, I would never be in this situation. So a lot of people think it's all about them. I go to show him love at his shows, go show him love on his websites and all that, and then in return, he checked my music out, and that's how you network. You know what I'm saying? You can't get up here. No one got on or in the game by themselves at all. Like,
Right.
period.
And that's one of the things I want to preach too is support. Because
Gotta support.
Like I know you were talking about T-Rock, who was the DJ, the captain of the CEO of RocHarder DJs. If you don't know T-Rock, if we were talking about early 2000s, if you listen to D4L and T.I., even the
Franchise
Young
Boys.
Thugs, the Franchise Boys, that whole White Tee and the Snap movement and
The
the
whole
Cool Palace
Snap
and
music.
Crucial and everything, all of that came off of the hands of DJ T-Rock. T-Rock was probably the number one record breaker of that
Number one.
time in Atlanta, just breaking music. Everything that you saw, just that whole Atlanta movement came out of the two hands of T-Rock at these clubs. And one of the things when I met him, because the year that he brought me in, he actually brought in, I think, 4 or 5 other DJs. But, I said, all right, T-Rock, where you at? He said, oh, I'm out at Wild Bills. I don't stay out there, but I said, all right, I'm going to come out.
That's big.
He says, where you at, T-Rock? I'm at the Pool Palace tonight. All right, I'm going to come see you. Where you at, T-Rock? I'm at Crucial. All right, I'm going to come see you. You know what I'm saying? And not just him, but with all the DJs.
crew,
Hey,
yep.
Tui, where you at? All right, I'm going to come see you. Hey, Nez,
Got
where you
to,
at?
man.
Nez, where you at?
Man.
I'm going to come see you.
I be everywhere, man.
And, I would come in and, at the time, T-Rock and them would say, they charge you to get in? And I said, yeah. They like, but you DJ Trouble. I
You
said, I
support the
know,
business.
but they don't know me. I said, but the way I see it is, if I pay this $10, that's $10 in your pocket. So I'm okay with that.
That's real talk.
It just blew up, to the point where when you support people and you show them that you genuinely support them and you actually come out to things and stuff like that, you'll find that people start to come out and actually even invest in you too. Like
That's
it's
exactly
business.
how it happens. That's exactly how I got all my shows, to be honest. And I want to give a quick shout out to people that actually did look out for me. Like Fat Boy of Urban Chaos Entertainment. He books me a lot of shows at the Masquerade. And it didn't start from me rapping for him or him finding me on Facebook because I sent him a message. It's about me showing him that I work. You know what I'm saying? And I go support his endeavors and what he does. The Cooley Brothers, G Fresh, all of them. I support what they do. They look out for me. I look out for them. The Verse, obviously, like I said, Young PK, E-Dub. E-Dub put me on the show with Kilo Ali. He a legend of Atlanta. I came back and I did a show and I put them on my show. That's just how you got to show support. If they come and see me, buying tickets for me, buying shows, shirts and CDs, that's supporting my business and making more money for me. So how do I look not, doing the same? You got to network and you got to meet artists out here. You can't be afraid to talk and, see who you can meet. You never know who's in the room with you, man.
That was actually the first time I met Kilo was actually with T-Rock too. I DJ Scorpio Fest at Wild Bills.
Wow. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was there. I was there as a patron. I didn't tell anybody I was trading. I paid for a ticket. I didn't use none of my connections to get in. I supported the business, and they brought me back. I've done like 4 shows at Wild
Small
Bills.
world. I was DJing that.
And he was there. I remember that. I remember that. That's how
They had Henny White that night. And
That's
they
how I
had,
got cool with him. I was just
I
about
was
to
a
say
DJ
that.
that night. Yeah. So it was one of the crazy things. They had like the beats and drummers and everything there. They had the drummers, and I mean it was just an all out good show. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to DJ T-Rock, man. He put me on some of my first open mics ever, man. That started everything for me, man. Shout out to the RocHarder DJs and everybody out there doing their thing, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you think about music, who would you say like influenced you the most? You know what I'm saying? Not saying, oh, this is who I want to be like, but
Hmm.
like, all right, look, I kind of
So
grabbed some
many.
roots a little bit from Earth, Wind, or
That's
this.
exactly. That's the first one. Earth, Wind, and Fire, definitely. This is very not predictable, but Hall and Oates is
Okay.
very big inspiration to my music. My mother and my father listened to a lot of Luther Vandross. That put me on. Obviously Jay Z, Tupac, Currency. I'm a real big Currency fan, man. A lot of good hip hop artists. Snoop Dogg, your 8 Ball MJG, your 3 6 Mafia, your Kilo Ali's. Man, I was really inspired by a lot of people that did something different. Andre 3000, Devin the Dude, Dr. Dre. So I listen to a little bit of everything, all genres, all decades, and '80s music. Man, I'm inspired by all of that, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna get into your next song.